Hey, what's good YouTube? It's Anti-Yami here with a deck profile of Madolche's the day of or whenever the ban list comes out. So I'm not going to get too much into side decking, but I will go over the main deck. So, and extra deck obviously. So I'm going to go ahead and just go through the profile a lot, really explaining too much, and then I might backdrop some text or some things or ideas of why I play some of the cards after the thing. But right now I'm just going to show you the deck so you guys can see it. Alright. For the Madolches, 3 Magdalens, triple Hookek, 1 Meatflea, 1 Croissant, and double Messenger Gelato. That rounds up 10 Madolche monsters, main deck. Tech cards, double Rainbow Karibo, double card D for consistency, and Hookek fodder, and double Spell Striker. That concludes the monsters at 16. For the spells, for the Madolches, I got 1 Chateau, double ticket, triple Upstart, double Duality, 1 Reinforcements of the Army, double MST, and 2 double summons, or how it's in Japan, dual summon. Sounds better. For the traps, I got 1 Chateau, triple Reckless. Oh god, here comes people saying Hopeling. Warning, double Regeki Break, double Waboku, and double Phoenix Chain. And that concludes the traps. So 13 spells, 13 spells, I believe is, if I want to get a count on the traps. I can't count. Should be 11 traps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, 11. 11 traps. For extra deck, 1 Token Kiss. Nah, not really. Alright, for the rank 3s, I play 1 Zenmaines, 1 Leviair, 1 Invoker, 1 Acegone, 1 Ghost Trick Alucard, and then I play 1 Mid-Equip Engineer, Mech whatever. And that should conclude 6 rank 3s. For the rank 4s, I play 1 Downward Magician, or obviously I play Madolche, so 2 Tiramisu's. I mean, that's neatly explained. 2 Gaia Gunman, Cowboy, 1 Diamond Direwolf, 1 Extinction Knight, 1 101, 1 Abyss Dweller, and 1 Maestroke. And that concludes the rank 4 addition to the deck. Obviously, if I had a big hand, I obviously would play it. I don't test it on Dueling Network very much. I did it before when it first came out on Dueling Network. OCG with the Hookek OCG against the Broken Dragon rulers when the babies were out, and it did particularly really well. Even against that deck, it did well because you might see when they discard with the babies, they can't attack into it, and they go into a Drago Sack or they had to go into whatever, you can just negate it. They attack into it, and you kind of like OTK because I played main deck triple DD Crow back then. That was like the only hand trap. No, in max season DD Crows or something like that, something weird. Because I was trying to figure out what's the best way to get Hookek off. So, reasonings behind some of the cards in my deck. We're going to probably touch back base on the Madolche lineup. Not too hard to figure out why. 3 Messenger Gelatos, obviously the 3 Searches. One of the best cards in the deck. You can normal summon her, search herself. If the other one lives, you can overlay into a monster. If you have a Madolche monster in the graveyard, cool, you can go into Tiramisu. If not, you can make, it's really rare to overlay, if you, especially you have to take it, but if you don't have to take or the Chateau, you know, I might as well overlay it to make future Hookek plays. So, I mean, obviously, depending on the deck you're playing against, you'll go into. Sometimes I go into Maestroke because it's just really weird to get over. It causes people to kind of like overextend the play because the 23 is pretty big. So they had to waste a Barrier Tank key on it, or they had to do something, or if they summon a monster, you can just book them on it. They had to kind of commit to a lot to get over it. And they also put Hookek in the graveyard. I seen the Phoenix Chain before, and they summoned a monster, and in turn I detached, used his effect, summon Hookek, And since it's a face negated, nothing happens, but it puts a monster in the grave, and then I can go off from there. So, you know, obviously that's pretty good. And this card is really busted with double summon. So you normal summon this, double summon again. You can search out this or anything that's necessary. And overlaying, you can go into this. So for like almost free. It's just like the best thing you can, you know, honestly can never do. So it's really good. And also boosts out some of the rank 4s, which obviously are really good early on or whatever the case may be, you know. So that's with that. Obviously, if you don't know the run 3Ds, then I don't think you've played Madolches in your life forever or ever played Yu-Gi-Oh! Triple Hoop Cake is just really broken. You basically get a free summon once per turn with this card out your deck, and then it's always comboed with that. So you can get your search off with Ticket and Messenger, Ticket and Chateau. It used to be this. This is why I'm playing only one, because if I normal summon this and special summon this from my hand, I have to have this and this in my hand, and I can't get Maxi is pretty what you want to see. It's only 1 for 1, but it's a lot stronger when this card can bring this out of the deck versus you have to have this card in your hand and combo with this, and hopefully it won't get finished hand or Veiler because monster is so small, and you can't overlay into anything really broken. So I mean that's why it's not as strong. And I play one, and you can search this card like a billion different ways. So I don't want to see multiple copies of this. So obviously you want to see Hoop Cake because Hoop Cake's stronger. Hoop Cake is a little bit more. It's just a lot better. And you can special summon from the deck. And you can easily special summon this and go into like a rank 3 or same thing with Croissant. Croissant is really optional. He's best off special off a Ticket after you tiramisu everything back, or you can do really random plays. He's really useful in other ways. But you play one because I definitely don't want to start off with him too many times. He's not that good early game. And again, he's situational to do plays. I can't really explain how, but I use his effect frequently a lot. And I think that's it for the Madolches, for the tactics for that. Rainbow Karibo, reason being for this card in the deck, it's amazing. It's really hard to see. Once Madolche stay on the field and they have to get rid of it, like if I know for someone who came, especially on Messenger Lotto, they have to get rid of that Hoop Cake, or the Hoop Cake's gonna keep getting pluses or whatever. So a lot of times people like they don't want to Dark Hole because I had the Chateau or whatever. It's just put it back in my hand. I can do it again next turn. Rainbow Karibo is a hand trap. It's the surprise, and it stops a lot of OTK. So if I have this and like card D, they can't OTK me. Like I can't see a deck that can really put a lot on the board where I Rainbow Karibo and I'm you know fine. And plus it's Hoop Cake material because once it gets detached off, I can banish it for Hoop Cake. Or if I'm about to die for game, it's actually saved me once against Fire Fist. It can special summon out the graveyard and become another defender. So in my opinion, main deck wise, instead of I'm picking this over Veiler, is because that this is really good and it's really surprising because nobody ever really uses it. People always read it when I play it. And when they MST it, the monster still attacks, can attack, just letting you guys know. And it's just really good. I mean, I went against Fire Fist, they attacked with Bear, I put this on Bear, and that Bear was like a sitting potato, or you could play this on the XYZ. And the XYZ will just sit there forever because there's no way they can just like overlay into something else, or you know, it's just really powerful. It's like a Phoenix, it's like a worse Phoenix Chain in my opinion, but it's better because of the surprise and you can't react to it because the monster obviously still get their effect. But and it's really good with Hoop Cake. Double card D. I don't think I need to explain. I don't play 3 because I don't want to. This deck already normal summons a lot, so I don't want to take away from all the normal summoning in the deck. But it's really powerful. 2 Spell Strikers over any other level 3 monsters like TG Werewolf or anything like that because it can be searched with Rhoda. It can special summon anytime it wants to. And I can special summon just like this, and summon Hoop Cake and then make an Invoker. Just make sure. That's not it. Hoop Cake. Yeah. So you can normal summon, normal summon this. It happened a lot when I got Veiler. And I could just special summon 2 of these and go into Invoker and get the Ticket at least, and then summon Ticket. I mean, this is one example of it. I actually led the air before and got the Ticket that way and had that strong of a play. And this is in the graveyard. This is Hoop Cake for next turn. So, or if they didn't have the Veiler, I can still summon special summon 2 of these and get the the play off and still banish this and special summon 2 Messenger Loud at the same turn. So, still pretty good. That's why I play a Spell Striker. And it can't be chained to Maxi. I don't know if TG World could be chained to Maxi, who cares? But the thing is, you have to have a I think it's a special summon monster. The special summon and spell striker is a little bit more free, and I have main deck spell cards that just help out spell striker to be 10 times more consistent than TG Werewolf. Double summon obviously is really good with the Gelato, the Madolche. So no explaining for that. Why I play 2 is because you see Madolche almost every game. It's really powerful. You can make a warning your monster. You can even pump fake. Like, you have to play the deck. Like, play the deck, you'll figure it out, trust me. Not really much to explain there. Don't MST, don't want to play triple. Because I never like MST main board. Because I feel like it's better in game 2 and 3. So it's better to see it then. One, Reinforcing Army, you search out the Spell Striker. It's a free summon because it's a spell in the graveyard and you can whatever. And then sometimes I do search out for Gelato for other plays. It's like a 90% chance of me searching Spell Striker, a 10% chance of searching Gelato, just depending on the situation. Double Duality, obviously for consistency, I don't play 3 because the deck is slow, but at the same time, it has many times where it needs to explode or special summon. So, and it's not that awful consistency. Triple Upstart, obviously it helps the general idea of consistency, and it helps off with Spell Striker, reason why I main deck it. And obviously the choices of only playing 2 tickets, 1 Chateau, because Chateau is not as important as ticket. Because if you don't have a good Madolche hand, like if you don't have Madolche, and you're reusing the same monster over and over again, it's not as threatening. But with a ticket, if you have a bad monster, you can stretch it out for Madolche and then go into the double summon combos or anything like that. So I play like that. And technically, my side deck does play another field spell just for decks that have field spells like spell books. Spell books, Dark Worlds, etc. For main deck, for traps, main deck, 1 Palooza. You can search it. Don't need more than 2. And people are wondering, why are you playing Reckless? People love the Reckless idea, and some people are like, oh, it's just copying hoping again. I fell in love with the card because the deck already naturally plus itself with the Chateau and Ticket. So when you get those combos off and you can't draw, you can still play Madolche effects like crazy. It's really retarded with the pluses in this deck. So Reckless is really good to grab into your key cards or explode off, or the deck can easily OTK too, so that's why it's there. Double Phoenix Chain. It's just really good. It's a really good card. It helps stop monsters' attacks, so it helps protect your Madolches, and it helps negate monster effects. 2 and 1, who cares? Pretty good. Double Wabaku, same reasoning. You want to keep your Madolches alive as long as possible because they are small and weak. But on field presence on your turn, they can survive. They literally means really bad news for your opponent. It's really scary what this deck can do with monsters already on board. Double Regeki Break. Multiple reasons for this card. For 1, it's a versatile card, so I can pop monsters or back row. 2, I can discard monsters, which the deck already have like full hand advantage most of the time, so discarding card is not a problem in this deck. And it helps also pitch out Madolche graveyard cards, so I can activate Hookcake faster, or I can go into Tiramisu by discarding the. Actually, I did this before by Gelato search for this. I discard this and made a Tiramisu play and Swarm for game with the face-up ticket. It was crazy. And obviously the best trap in the freaking Yu-Gi-Oh universe is Warning. The natural effect of life points don't matter, so if you pay 2,000 doesn't matter. But if you're getting a really hard power play and it upset your opponent, then the 2,000 life points are way past worth it. So obviously this card, I think this card should be able to be banned because starting out with it game 1, or just in general, just starting out with it, going first, it just swings the advantage in your advantage. It doesn't really do too much against missing Madolches, because if I had the field spell or ticket, they Warning, I get a plus off of it, but still it takes away normal summon for me, and I don't control a monster, and it's just too powerful. It stops a lot of just good cards, so may see the ban list, who knows. Alright, and that's the deck. I don't think I need to explain the extra deck very much, because the only main deck extra deck cards you really go into are these. I mean, it's really hard to see anything else. I mean, I have played this for, if you don't have the Tiramisu play, the other cards are really good, but honestly, it's basically the only 4 XCs I actually play into, unless I'm being derpy or whatever. I even did this and pierced a Lava Eater once, or Tree Warren, something weird, and Swarm for game that way. But obviously you can overlay with 2 Magdalenes because they both are spellcasters. Yeah, that's about it. So other cards, just play smart, play what's available to you, and you would do well. All right, that's my deck profile. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Later.